What's up, Raider Nation? It's your boy, Raider Chaos, in the building out here in Denver, Colorado. You know what we do? We kick up dust. Don't give a what. Sorry about that. But yeah, you seen the thumbnail. You know what we're doing. We are going to talk about playoff scenarios. Um, so let's get right into it. Uh, as of right now, uh, the Raiders have a 14% chance to make the playoffs. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use a couple simulators right here. And we're going to go through the some of the games this weekend. We're going to find out who we should be rooting for. We're going to find out different playoff scenarios for us. Um, yeah, so that's what we're going to do. So if you are in the chat and you would like to do this simulator with me, feel free. Okay, feel free. It's called the New York Times Playoff Machine. So if you want to go to the website, feel free. You just click on the website, click on the Raiders, and it'll pull up. So basically, what it does is every game that you click on, it will tell you like what the chances are, what percentage wise of like what teams can go to the playoffs and what teams can't. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use two simulators. So I have one off of I think it's the other simulator that I have is gonna be the Pro Football Simulator, the PFF. That one, the reason why I'm using two is because this one will actually tell me like what seating we get and all that one. The New York Times one, that one just gives you the percentages. But this other one that I'm going to use will actually show us seating and stuff like that. So I do apologize. I won't be able to put it up on the screen. But what's cool is you're going to watch our chances go from 14% to like possibly 100%. So let's go through this as of right now. As of right now, the AFC playoff picture looks like this. So the Dolphins are number 2, Kansas City's number 3, the Jaguars are the number 4 seeding, the Browns are number 5 because they are in the same division as the Ravens, and then the 6th seed is the Buffalo Bills. And as of right now, the current number 7 seed is the Indianapolis Colts. And that is who we play tomorrow. So since the Raiders are second in the AFC West, our record is 7-8. And then everybody that's ahead of us is we have the Texans at 8-7. We have the Bengals at 8-7, Steelers at 8-7. And the thing about the Steelers, though, is the Steelers, we lost to them early in the year. So they actually have the tiebreaker over us. Okay. So that's what it looks like as of right now. So if you were on this New York Times playoff machine simulator, if you just click the Raiders and then you go into it, it shows that currently we have the 14% chance to win. I believe that too. Yes. And that's one game to look forward to tomorrow. If you are a Raider fan, we do need to root for the Seahawks tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how we'll go from a 14% chance to like a 65% chance to make the playoffs. because in order for us to make the playoffs, we literally have to win out. If we do not win out, we do not have playoff chances. Okay. So let's just put that to rest. We lost a couple games there that we shouldn't have. So if we win out, the Raiders will have a 63% chance to make it to the playoffs. So this is before any stars align. This isn't, so that 63% chance, that's without clicking on any of these other games. Okay. So let me do this on the other simulator. Okay. Uh, so if we win out currently without anybody's help, we are not in the playoffs. So that's why I have this other simulator right here. So it changes a little bit. So what it does is it keeps the Ravens at 1, the Miami Dolphins at 2, Kansas City at 3, the Jaguars at 4, and then the 5th seed would still be the Browns. 6th seed would still be the Bills. But it changes it knocks the Colts out of there, because if we beat the Colts, we'll have the tiebreaker over them. So it puts the Texans at number 7. Okay. So let's look at tomorrow's games. Well, the Lions and the Cowboys, they don't really affect this, but they play tonight. Then we got the Patriots at the Bills, Falcons at the Bears, Raiders at Colts, Rams at the Giants, Cardinals at the Eagles, Saints at the Bucks, 49ers at the Commanders, Panthers at the Jaguars. So that's a game that we could look out for. Dolphins at the Ravens. That whoever wins that one, they're basically like 1 and 2, so that's really not going to matter for us. Titans at Texans, Steelers at the Seahawks, Chargers at Broncos, Bengals at Chiefs, and Packers at Vikings. So before we get into like any games or anything like that, what I want you to know is if we win out, we have a 63% chance to win. Okay. So the road to the playoffs, we're going to go through 3 scenarios. The shortest route to the playoffs is if we win out and the Chiefs lose out, we take the division. As crazy as that sounds, we'll take the division if the Chiefs lose their next 2 games, which is like, I don't know how likely it is, but they play Cincinnati tomorrow, and then they play Chargers the following week. So that's the shortest path. So I'm going to write that down. So that's scenario number 1. That's number 1. Now, if you are in the chat, what I want you to do is I want you to post a 1 if it's likely that they could lose the last 2 because they're playing like crap, or a 2 if you think that they'll post a 2 if you think that's not very likely. So 1 for if the Chiefs will lose out, 2 if the Chiefs will win out, basically. So that's scenario number 1. Now, the next scenario is going to get interesting, and we're going to start looking at like these games right here. So there's one game in particular for that we got to cross all fingers and toes. We literally have to cross all fingers and toes, because the biggest game tomorrow that will have the biggest playoff implications for the Raiders is we need the Titans to beat the Texans. We need the Titans to beat the Texans. So if I click on the Titans in the simulator, Okay. Remember how I said we had a 65% chance? If the Titans beat the Texans tomorrow, we go from a 65% chance to a 74% chance. Literally by the Titans beating the Texans. So I'm going to go to the other simulator. Week 17, Titans. So what that did is the first 5 teams are all set. The first, the Ravens stay just by the if the Titans beat the Texans, not really much changes except for the 7th seed, which it'll bump out the Texans out of the 7th seed, and it'll put the Steelers there. Okay. So here's how we can boot the Steelers. Here's how we can boot the Steelers out of the playoffs. Okay. I'm going to give you one more game that I'm going to give you one more team to root for tomorrow, which we already talked about. Now, all that has to happen tomorrow is the Steelers lose to Seattle. That's it. And then we go from a 74% chance to a 79% chance just by us winning out and the Steelers losing tomorrow. Boom. But we still need more to happen because all that did was so far we beat the Colts, so they're out of the 7th seed. Then the Steelers were there, and then if the Steelers lose to Seattle, then they'll be out. But then that puts the Bengals there at that 7th spot. So then we have to decide: do we want KC? Do we think KC will lose to the Bengals? Because if they lose to the Bengals, let's see what happens. No, we definitely don't want that. Now, what we want is if Kansas City loses to the Bengals tomorrow, we are in the 7th seed. Okay, so let's write this down. So we'll put Raiders win, Titans win, Seattle wins, and KC. So look, as crazy as it sounds, as of right now, we have a 14% chance. Literally, let's do this. Boom. Oh my gosh, dude, this is crazy. This is crazy. So check this out. If the Raiders win tomorrow, Titans win tomorrow, Seattle wins tomorrow, and the Chiefs win tomorrow, dude, we have the 7th seed. And we went from a 14% chance to the playoffs to an 87% chance. Now, I want you guys, if you were out there, if you're in the chat, I just want you to I just want you to tell me if you think that's likely. How likely is it that the Raiders win tomorrow, Titans win tomorrow, Seattle wins tomorrow, and the Chiefs win tomorrow? I think that's a really good chance that could happen. I really do. And then what's funny though is we haven't even talked about Buffalo yet, because if Buffalo loses to the Patriots for some reason, literally we go from we go from an 87 to 93%. literally just by Buffalo losing tomorrow. So we need to root for the Titans. We need to root for the Seahawks, and we need to root for the Chiefs for scenario number 2. So what do you guys think? You think we could be the number 7th seed tomorrow? The Steelers could lose out. The Chiefs have to come back from their butt whooping they took on Christmas. So I think that's pretty likely. Yes, I think that's pretty likely too. We basically, in a nutshell, we basically need like every team ahead of the Raiders to get beat tomorrow. So the Titans can beat the Texans. If the Chiefs could beat the Bengals, if the Seahawks could beat the Steelers, dude, I'm telling you, man, as crazy as it sounds, dude, all this could happen. So let's see what happens if let's see what happens if we um let's mess around with the opposite. So let's go let's see if the Patriots could beat the Bills. Let's see if the Bengals beat the Chiefs and the Texans beat the Titans. So if Patriots beat the Bills, Texans beat Titans, Bengals beat the Chiefs, we're still sitting at a 66% chance. So, there's also like that Jaguar and Panther game. Yeah, I agree. Um, so let's say Texans win. Let's see. Raiders, Texans, Pats, Bengals. Okay. So if Raiders, Texans, Pats, and the Bengals all win tomorrow, we're sitting at a 66% chance. So let's jump into week 18. What we would need to happen to still make the playoffs if those three teams win, Texans, Pats, and Bengals. So so in scenario number 3, if the Texans win tomorrow, Pats win tomorrow, Bengals win tomorrow, we're sitting at a 66% chance. Now, we would still need more to happen in week 18. In week 18, we would need the Browns, the biggest. Let's see. Oh my gosh. So in week 18, this is what's crazy. If the Bengals win week 17, if the Bengals beat the Chiefs, We'll just put let's see. We would definitely need the Browns to beat the Bengals in week 18. And then we would need the Colts to beat the Texans. If the Browns win and the Colts win, bam, 91%, baby. 91%. So let's do this. Scenario number 3. So we'll go Raiders. Texans. Crap, I gotta, sorry. Okay. No. Sorry, I gotta clear this. Clicking too many buttons. And then the Pats win. I'm doing this for the seeding. Okay, week 18. And Browns. We need the Browns to win. We need the Browns to beat the Bengals. Colts to beat the Texans. Of course, we have to win out. So in week 18, we would need the Browns to beat the Bengals, Colts to beat the Texans. That's if the, and then the Ravens to beat the Steelers. Okay. So that's in wait, I didn't even put that in there. Let me see. Colts, Browns, Colts, Raiders, and Ravens. And the Ravens are hot right now. So in scenario number 3, if the Raiders win tomorrow, Texans win tomorrow, Pats win tomorrow, Bengals win tomorrow, and then in week 18 the Browns win, the Colts win, Raiders win, and Ravens win, that's 100% chance we will have the number 7 seed. We go from a 14% as of right now to 100% in this scenario. If the Texans end up beating the Colts, or if the Texans end up beating the Titans, Pats end up beating the Bengals, and I'll even go and actually, honestly, we can cross off that Pats and Bills game in this scenario because that one doesn't even matter. That game don't even matter. So honestly, if the Titans win tomorrow, Seattle wins tomorrow, Kansas City wins tomorrow, let's see. Titans, Seattle, Kansas City. So in scenario number 2, what we would need in week 18, because tomorrow the easiest route would probably be Titans Raiders, Titans, Seattle, Kansas City wins. But in week 18, what we would need is bam. Um, whoa. Um, so all we would need in week 18 in scenario number 2 is Raiders and Ravens. Dude, what the heck? So if so tomorrow, if Titans, if the we need to root for the Titans, Seahawks, and the Chiefs in order for us to have the least amount of things to be able to we'll say the least amount of stars to align. So tomorrow, if the Bills beat the Patriots, Titans beat the Seahawks, or Titans beat the Texans, Seattle beats the Steelers, and the Chiefs beat the Bengals, then all we need in week 18 is for us to win and the Ravens to win. That's it. Um, so let's go over this real fast. So the shortest road to the playoffs for the Raiders would be if the Chiefs lose out. If the Chiefs lose out and we win out, we take the division. How likely is that to happen? How likely? What's the percentage that you're willing to bet that the Chiefs are playing like crap right now and they'll lose to the Bengals tomorrow and they'll lose to the Chargers in the last week? What's the percentage chance? I will say I'm going to give it a 50-50 shot. 50-50 shot. I don't trust the Chiefs to lose 3 in a row because we just beat them on Christmas. Scenario number 2 is tomorrow we root for the Titans, Seahawks, and Kansas City to win. Then we need if the Raiders, Titans, Seahawks, and Kansas City win tomorrow, the easiest path is we beat the Broncos week 3, and then we just need the Ravens to beat the Steelers, and we have the 7th spot. Okay. Now the longest road is Raiders win tomorrow, Texans win tomorrow, Bengals beat the Chiefs. Then we need more to happen in week 18 with the Browns beating the Bengals, Colts beating the Texans, Raiders beating the Broncos, and the Ravens beating the Steelers. So if you're in the chat, which scenario? Chiefs lose out for the number 1 scenario. Number 2, Titans, Seahawks, and Kansas City win tomorrow, and the Ravens win in week 18. Or scenario number 3, the longest one, is things don't go our way tomorrow, and the Texans win, and the Bengals win, and then we need 4 teams to win in week 18, which is Browns, Colts, Raiders, Ravens. Cool. So there you have it. There it is. There's your scenarios. It's not that wild. So we just need to root for the Steelers to lose, Texans to lose, Bengals to lose. Those teams are all ahead of us. That's it. That's it. Tomorrow, it's an easy one. It's an easy one. It's an easy one. Titans win, Seattle wins, Kansas City wins, and we're done. We're the 7th seed. Just like that, baby. Just like that. But I just wanted to give you guys that. Just wanted to give you that. I'm really excited. I hope you guys are going to watch some of these other games. Go Raiders. Go Seahawks. Um, y'all have a good night. Salute. Salute Raider Nation. Kick up some dust. Let's kick some butts tomorrow. Yes, you are correct. But we need the Titans to win, Seattle to win, and Kansas City to win. What do you think about that, Joe? Or do you think that Kansas City will lose out? If you think Kansas City will lose out, let me know. But all right, guys. Y'all have a good night. It's time for dinner. Let's go. Raiders. Love you guys.